Good morning. Howdy, howdy, everyone. Let's rise and shine and give God the glory. I hope everyone is well this Thursday morning. It's bright and early. Grab your coffee. Let's go. It's time to start the day. I've got my coffee. It's my ginseng packet. So hopefully I can get some things accomplished today. So today I'm so excited. We are going to be doing a little craft that is Heartland dishes inspired. If you don't know what that is, it's like this precious little dish set that was popular in like the 70s, 80s, I think more so in the 70s, maybe the 60s even. I don't know, I'd have to do more research on that, but it is just such a precious set. So I had posted a picture on my page. If you missed it, go and look at it so you'll know what I'm talking about. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Sandra. My name's Sandra Waldrop. You're watching Kingdom Acres, and this morning, this is my segment on Craft Around the Clock. I'm getting us started off today with just a fun little something that would be great on like a tiered tray, a little tuck on a shelf, just something just so sweet and quaint and precious. So these are the labels that I created, and you can see how they are very similar to the Heartland style dishes. So that's what we're going to be using today to do our little jars of faux preserves. But to get us started off, I'm going to make some antiquing dust. And it is just so simple to do. So I've got my instant coffee, and we're just gonna put a couple spoons of that right in. Good morning, Miss Tracy. We're just mixing up some antiquing dust here. I'm gonna get some cheap ground cinnamon. Do not use your fancy cinnamon for this. You want the cheap stuff. Okay, and I'm just gonna do a spoon of that right in there with it. Okay, and then we're gonna do a spoon of cocoa powder, not like the drink mix, because that has sugar in it. You don't want to put anything that has sugar. This is straight like unsweetened cocoa. Use the cheapest one you can find. I'm gonna put a little bit more. Use the cheapest one you can find. You do not want to go using like your organic, you know, fancy one. Just use what was cheapest for me this morning was using what I got. Okay, that's what I got. That's what was already in my pantry, and you're just gonna mix that right on up. And that's gonna be our antiquing powder that we are going to use later on once we get our jars ready for the powder. I guess I'm gonna be a little throat cleary this morning. I left my water across the room, but I've got my coffee. Good morning, Miss Stephanie. How are you? All right, so I'm just kind of mashing all that together to give it a good mix, and that's it. And it looks a lot like cocoa, but it's not. It smells amazing. Smells absolutely amazing. Okay, so I've got a couple jars here. I've got a pickle jar, and then I think this was a marinara jar. We're gonna do them both, hopefully. Once I get talking. Good morning, Michelle. How are you? Okay, so first thing we're gonna do. Oh, I was like, where are the cups that I got? They're sitting right next to me, right in front of my eyeballs. We're gonna take some caulking. The most inexpensive caulking you can find, and I just took my little tin snips and cut off that back part because I couldn't find my little dispenser thingamajiggy. I won't say the G word, but you know what I'm talking about. Like you put this in there and then it squeezes it out for you. I couldn't find it, so I just cut off the back so that I could reach that little piece and pull it out. Okay, I'm gonna use some old plastic butter knives over here that I don't know, I think we had a party or something at some point, and it's always like they always give you way too many of those knives in a pack, and so you end up running out of forks first and then the spoons, and then you never run out of the knives. You never ever do. So we're just gonna use about that much, let's do a little bit more, of the caulking. And this is the clear caulking. It's not gonna, it says clear, but it doesn't really dry like clear, okay? About that much. I'd say maybe like a third of a cup. And we're gonna decide on what color paint we want to use, depending on what label we're gonna use. We've got peaches and cream, strawberry and cream, blueberry and cream, or pineapples and cream. Good morning, my sweet Lori. How are you? I'm gonna take another little sip of my cup of joe here. What are y'all sipping on this morning? Are y'all just drinking water, coffee, tea, hot chocolate? I know it's warm out. I know it's warm. But I just feel like you could have hot chocolate any time of the day, any time of the year or day. All right, I'm thinking I want to do peaches and cream for sure. We're going to use pumpkin orange. Okay, a smidge of that. There's a lot of white in here already, right? So we don't have to worry that it's going to be too orange, I don't think. We're just going to give it a mix. That was Apple Barrel acrylic craft paint in pumpkin orange. So I just gave it a little squirt, and we'll see if we need more. Hopefully not. I'm just gonna mixy, mix. Pistachio latte. Holy monkeys, that sounds amazing. Hello, Miss Cindy. How are you this morning? My throat, y'all. It's doing some things. It's doing some things. Oh yeah, it's getting nice and peachy in there, mixed with that white like that. See how that's looking? It's looking more and more like peachy. You could add, I think I want to add just a little bit of like brown to maybe tone it down a little bit. Just a little droplet of it in there, and we'll see what that does. I don't know. We might have to start over. Just kidding. I think it'll be fine. You just adjust it until you get it to where you want it. Okay, yeah, that did wonders for it. It made it not so bright because it was looking kind of like Orange Julius rather than the peach that I was wanting. So that's more, see that? Look at there. All right, so we are going to get our jar now for this one. And we're just gonna we're gonna do our best to coat the inside of it. If you have streaks of white, don't worry about it because it's peaches and cream. Good morning, Marie. Black coffee. Miss Lori, you are singing my song. That is what I drink, is black coffee usually. This morning I have a tea bag added to my coffee that is ginseng. So I'm feeling like I need a little bit of a pick-me-up this morning. Just a little bit more than I normally do. I probably should have done even more than what I did of this, but we're just gonna layer it in here pretty good because it's not gonna be, this isn't the only thing we're doing to this jar, so we just want it to kind of give that coloring behind the grubby, antique-y grunginess that we're gonna put over the top, but we want that coloring behind it. So that's why we're not being too picky about the shade or anything like that, because you're not gonna be really seeing it full throttle, if you will. The rest of this in there. And then I might use my palette brush to really smooth it out good, because it's hard to work with these butter knives like this. Just kind of get it in there. Good morning, the crafty Yankee Owl. What is your name? I am Sandra, if you are new here. I don't think I've seen you on here before. All right, put that right there. Let me get a baby wipe. I bought more baby wipes yesterday because I knew today's project was going to be messy. And I was thinking the best way to fix myself up would be baby wipes. All right, so I mentioned that there might be a way for people to win some Happy Mail this morning. And so all you have to do to be entered to win the Happy Mail this morning is to share me out and tag 2 friends in the comments. And that will get your name put in, and then this afternoon I will announce the winner based off of the people who, you know, do all that. And the Happy Mail is actually going to be a set of flour sack towels that I'm going to put a couple of these labels on, okay? And it's 2 towels with the labels, and I'll send more labels too in case you want to make more yourself. And then also, if you are interested in these labels, they are yours, free of charge. All you have to do is send me a message letting me know that you are following my page here and you've subscribed to my YouTube channel. That's it. That's all you have to do. Over on YouTube, it's the same exact name, Kingdom Acres Homemaking and Homestead. And look at that. Doesn't that look like so creamy and delicious? Oh my gosh. It's not food. Don't eat it. It's not food. Don't eat it. All right. Get my little palette knife all cleaned off. Look at that. It worked. This thing just works so great. So great. And I had gotten it on sale at Michael's one day. When I was least expecting it, I just went in there and bam, there it was waiting for me. Okay, so let me do another one of the knives. It is so, I feel like it's so early. It's not, but it's so good to be on here with y'all. I love being on here first thing with y'all. But I also feel like I don't want to be like super duper energetic with you guys because you're like, what is she doing? Why is she so loud? When the kids were little, I would go in there and sing them their good morning songs. And they were like, no. Yes, it was very obnoxious. And I had the best time doing it. It was the funnerest thing ever. Singing my babies their wake up song. All right. I forgot I was going to show you guys the inside of that jar. Did I show you guys the inside? I'm going to show you guys just so you can see. It's very thin in there. It's not thick at all, and you can't really tell either, so. But it looks swirly, and that's what I wanted. It looks swirly. Good morning, my sweet Keffany. Love you, sweetie. All right. So now we're gonna do the one that's peaches and cream, and I think I want to do the other one, either strawberries and cream or blueberries and cream. I'm wearing a blue dress. What do you guys think? Strawberries or blueberries? Good morning, my sweet Irma. How are you? You would do that to your kids too, Michelle. It's the funnest. It's the funnest. Oh, thanks, Keffany. It is the funnest. Yay! Thanks, Miss Linda. What do you all think? Strawberry or blueberry? If we do strawberry, we just can choose any red. I think crimson might work well. Or we could even use the real red. I think probably real red would be better. And then if we want to do blueberry, I might not even be able to do blueberry. What do I have for blue? I know I have blue. Oh gosh, is it even up here? Oh, ain't that the way? Let's see. Oh, there we go. Here's a blue. It's a blue kazoo. What do we want? Blue or red? Blue or red? Blue or red? Blueberry, says Miss Keffany. I love blueberry. Yesterday morning, my little one and I were coming home from Victoria. We had gone up to visit my husband while he's working out of town. And before we left town, we stopped at Denny's and had breakfast. How long has it been since I've been to a Denny's? I have no idea. It's been forever. But she got blueberry pancakes. And they were delicious. Oh, we've got a vote for strawberry, another vote for blueberry. Here I go again. It looks like blueberry's in the lead. Another blueberry vote. Good morning, sweet Tamara. How are you, sweetie? Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, that's a good blue for that. Look at that. I like that. That's gonna be good for blueberry. Blueberries and cream. Wouldn't it be great if we could actually like can a recipe that was blueberries and cream? Unfortunately, we cannot do creams in canning. Like if you're canning by the rules, what your kitchen, your rules, but if you're canning by the normal rules, then you probably would not. Probably would not. Yay, thank you. Thank you, Miss Galen. Good morning, Miss Glenda. How are you? So y'all come back to my page later on this afternoon after I do all the algebra calculating who did what, and then put everyone's names in a hat or something and draw somebody's name to get some Happy Mail. They're gonna be so cute. I'm so excited. So excited. And these prints are just adorable. So don't forget, if you want the image to put on all your things, let me know. Just let me know. Let me know you subscribed and that you're you're on the YouTube, the tubes of you. We've got the book of faces and the tubes of you. Ooh, that's pretty. That would be so yummy. Man, yesterday I was so tempted to get those strawberries and cream crepes at Denny's. Oh my goodness. They looked so good. But I already knew I wanted to get a veggie omelet. And if I had to order like 2 meals, it wasn't going to be very cost effective. So I just had her sub out the toast for 1 pancake, and she did that for me. But those crepes were calling my name. Thankfully, I was able to resist and get some protein and some veggies in me. I'm just kind of spreading it around in there, you see. Doesn't have to be very thick, because again, we're gonna do some layering up in here. Oh, I can hear my daughter's dog complaining because she's, the dog's in the room. The daughter's at work. My daughter left for work at 4:30 this morning. And she came in my room and she's like, Mom. Well, she would come in and tell me bye anyways. The kids aren't allowed to go anywhere without giving me a hug and a kiss goodbye. I don't care what time of day or night it is. Like, wake me up. But she came in there and she was like, can you walk me to my car? I'm scared. One morning she had gone out and I guess an owl had screeched, and I was in the kitchen getting my husband's food ready for the day, and I could hear her screaming outside, and I thought she was like being attacked by a serial killer, you know? And so I'm like, I'm coming. And I could hear her screaming and running, and of course it was nothing. There was no threat. It was a false alarm. But ever since then, she was like, can you walk me out? The owl's gonna get me. It's so funny. And my husband, he was in the room and he heard her, and he comes running out, and his eyes are like still shut. He's like running into the dresser, the wall, the corner, like everything, trying to get out here to fight whoever with his eyes closed. It was the most hilarious thing. She didn't think it was funny when she was sure she was going to be attacked by a man-eating owl or something. I don't know what she thought was out there. Like, we don't have, I mean, we live Gulf Coast, Texas, right? Like, we don't have big old mountain lions or bears, or there's nothing like that out there. The coyotes are more afraid of you than you are of them. The only thing we really have to worry about out here is snakes. And I worry about snakes, especially right now because my yard is Jumanji, since we've had so much rain, and then my husband had to go out of town, so he hasn't been able to mow. And it's always just crazy business over here. Crazy business. All right. I think we're mostly coated. It doesn't have to be perfect in there. It doesn't have to be like USDA standards, 1 inch or 1/4 inch headspace, anything like that. Because it wouldn't be USDA approved anyways. Let me get another wipey. What do y'all have cooking this weekend? What's going on? What do y'all got going on this weekend? So I have kind of a fun announcement. I'm really excited. This is the first time anything like this has ever happened to me. You know, I'm still kind of a new page. It's kind of a small following and everything. And so when something even, you know, pretty common for my other crafters you know, or the bigger crafters happens to me, I'm like, that's amazing. So I got an email from a lady at Essential Stencils offering me an ambassador deal situation. And so I'm gonna be, or I guess I am, I'm now an Essential Stencil ambassador. Isn't that crazy? Me. Who be out here offering me things like that? That's crazy. Makes no sense to me, but if that's what they want, I ain't gonna fight them on it. All right, so let me get this bottle of water over here. Got my stretch in for this morning. I'm gonna get just a little thingamajiggy here. There we go. Put some water in that, and we're just gonna do some tracing around these peaches and cream. Around this label. I know I get quiet whenever I'm doing stuff like that. It's so hard for me to like concentrate and talk at the same time. That's how people know when I'm multitasking on the phone with them. You can literally ask me for anything and I'll be like, yeah, that sounds great. I'm not listening. Thank you. Thanks, y'all. I'm so excited. I really am. I was like, are you for real? Me? Like, they just like reached out to me from nowhere. Apparently, I'm so bad about checking my emails. And this lady had emailed me like last month. And then she emailed me again and was like, so I'm just bumping this email to make sure you got it. And I was like, oh my gosh. And it was still like a week later that I saw the email of her bumping the original email. I'm so bad, which is crazy because I am now a 4-H club manager. Like, we're starting our own 4-H club. And so I really should be checking my email more than I do, but I just get busy and it gets kind of, people text and call and message me on Messenger. Hello, Doreen. So again, if you're coming in late, I have Happy Mail to send to one lucky winner this morning. All you have to do to be entered to win the Happy Mail, which is going to be a 2-pack of these flour sack towels that will have the label on it. Okay, it'll have 2 of the labels, and all you have to do to be entered to win is to share this video out and then tag 2 friends in the comments. That's it. Just 2 friends. Oh, it opened without me having to burn my fingers off. Woohoo! It's gonna be a good day. All right, let me just get a little spongy brush here. And I've got my coffee podge, and I'm just gonna give this a layer of that so I can get my label on there. Hopefully I put it on straight. You'll see a little purr for me. Okay. Woo! It's on straight to me. When we stand it up, we'll know for sure. Look at how cute. And I even put the correct label on the correct jar. It's a little wrinkled right there in the middle, and that's fine. That adds to the character. We don't want it to be perfect. That's why we did the tearing of the edges there with the water and brush. And I'm just gonna go over that with my coffee podge foamy brush. And then I'm going to get a little bit more and go around the rest. And then we'll be able to use our antiquing dust that we just made. If you missed that, you'll want to catch that on replay. We made some antiquing dust using instant coffee, cinnamon, and cocoa powder. Not the drink mix. Not the drink mix. It looks like you could make this into a drink, and you probably could drink it. I don't know. It's probably gonna not be very sweet though if you do. All right. Oh my goodness. I am loving how this looks with that layer underneath of the peaches and cream. Okay, look at that. Okay. And I like this mixture because you're getting, usually we kind of do a choice, right, between the instant coffee or the cinnamon is what most people use. But when you mix it like this, you're making life easier on you. You can just grab the one thing and it's going to give you the look that you're going for. I'm just gonna dab, dab, dab this. So it can look nice and antiqued. Keep going around and brush that out a little bit. Look at that. Oh my goodness, I'm loving it. I'm loving the creamy orangey look for the peaches and cream. Now let's work on our blueberries and cream. Let's just shake that up a little bit. I shake it up, I shake it up, I shake it up. All right, can't do too much dancing. It's too early for that, y'all. People get annoyed when I'm too hyper. First thing in the morning, especially the teenagers. I don't know why. When I run in their room and jump on their bed singing them songs, they have a tendency to get annoyed with me. I think that's just rude. If I go out of my way to jump on your bed and sing you a song, I feel like you should be happy. So back in the day, one of my friends sent me a meme, and it was so funny that it's literally stayed with me for years. And the meme said, if I make you like coffee and breakfast and everything first thing in the morning, I expect a thank you, not how did you get, not all this how did you get in my house business. I thought that was hilarious. It was so funny. It stayed with me all these years. And so that's what I tell one of my teens. I'm like, listen, if I come in here and I bother you first thing in the morning, I don't want none of this how did you get in my room malarkey. It's a bunch of malarkey. I just had to climb through your window. Just kidding. I would though. That is just the kind of shenanigan that I would definitely be part of. Climbing in through my kid's window. On Saturday we had to go to the ag office, and the ag extension agent knew we were going to be there. The office was closed, but they keep like a hide a key with a code and stuff. So if you've borrowed the building for an event or anything, you can go and they don't have to be there to like let you in. And so my daughter was meeting her 4-H friend over there. so that they could work on like a Family Feud game for camp. And they were working on stuff, got done, went back upstairs to put stuff away. And you know, a building when it's like dark and, you know, just nobody's there, there's not really anything going on, it's kind of creepy. It's kind of creepy. And these girls already know me. They know me. We all the 4-H teenagers know, like, I went to camp with them last year. They know who I am as a person. And so the girls go upstairs to put stuff back that they had used from like the storage room. And I went down the hall and around a corner so that when they came back out, that's not straight. When they came back out, I had a really good opportunity to jump scare them. And my daughter, she already had it in her mind that I was gonna do this. She's like, I knew it. And so she just like screeched when I did it. The other girl literally jumped in the air. It was great. It was so great. But I've been jump scaring my kids since my oldest ones were like toddlers. I would just jump out and scare them. It's our dynamic that we have. I haven't jump scared the older ones in quite a while though. That reminds me. I'm gonna need to do a jump scare now that I've realized I've been neglecting my duties as a mother. Doing the jump scares. What time is it? What time did I come on? 7:30. I've got 10 more minutes. Ooh, wait. At least I'm not overtime. Just sitting here jibber jabbering. Not real. Ah! I touched the wet jar. Did I ruin it? No, I'm good. Okay. Let me get this on there so we can get our top on there. And y'all will be able to go back into craft around the clock. And see our next presenter over there. Now I won't like stop putting names in for the drawing until about, I don't know, we'll say 2 o'clock today, Central Standard Time. So 2 o'clock is when I will like cut off the like entries for the Happy Mail. So even after this video or this live has ended, if it's before 2 o'clock Central Time, you can still share it out and tag 2 friends to be entered into the drawing, okay? And I'll make a post about it too. And I'll get started working on those towels. They're so easy to make, y'all. If y'all have seen my other videos where I've done like pants and different items where I just iron on, and that's what I did for Christmas last year, is everyone got kitchen towels and I did the iron-ons of different stuff, different things, different images. That's the word I'm looking for, images. There's the blueberry. Look at that. You can see the blueberries and cream through there. So cute. So cute. Okay. Oh, need another one. Another. Okay. Now we've got that done and that done. And I'm just going to give this a quick little dry. Get that blowing on them while I work on... While I work on the tops real quick. Let me just close this coffee podge up. And that's Miss Tracy's recipe if you're wondering about that. Okay. So I've got that right down in there. I'll flip this over so I don't get glue on my fabric. Okay. So this fabric came from Walmart. It was like a 1 yard pre-cut pack, and I just coffee stained it with Miss Tracy's coffee brunch recipe, and then I cooked it on my cast iron griddle. And this is the bowl that I mixed the coffee brunch in to do it this morning. I was up doing that at like 5 o'clock this morning, making my house smell like delicious cooked coffee and cinnamon. So good. Vanilla. I'm just gonna cut that out now. I don't know what size that bowl is, but they have them at Walmart, and I'm thinking they're like 50 cents to purchase at Walmart. So if you want a bowl that size, it's only 50 cents to get from Walmart. How are we doing on time? We've got 6 minutes. 6 minutes to go. All right. So I love this fabric though. It's so pretty. And it's already kind of tan when you purchase it. So if you didn't want to coffee stain it, you don't have to. But I just love how it gets, you know, really antique looking when you stain it and then you cook it on the griddle. I use my cast iron griddle like right on my stove, and I'm just going around and kind of burnishing those edges a little bit with my fingernail, just scraping them up, getting them to where they are scragamuffin, tattered. That's what we want. We don't want the fresh cut look. We want it to look like this has come out of a vintage pantry up in the Appalachian Mountains. Okay. So cute. Okay. So here's our blueberry. Okay, let me get my other things I'm going to put on it. I've got some raffia strands right here. If I can. Okay. I'm just going to try to center this on here the best I can. I'm just going to turn that off. It's not doing nothing. It's going to dry how it wants to, anywho. Okay, and I don't, the bow can be off to the side, it can be front and center, just however you want. You could use lace, you could use one of those Dollar Tree doilies, just give it a good stain, and use some, even some burlap lace would be cute, or some gingham would be really cute. And then I've also got, let's see how we can attach this. This came from, it's baby's breath, and it came from the Wally World. And I'm just gonna pick off a sprig here, and I'm gonna stick it down in there. To flare out a little bit. All right. So there's jar number 1. Oh my goodness, so adorable. So adorable. Let me see how that baby's breath is doing for us. Yeah. I'm loving it, y'all. I'm loving it. Okay, so that's 1. We've got 2 minutes. Got just enough time. No. Look, let me see. Let's just see how this would look on here. I don't know. No, it's too big. I don't like that. We'll cut another piece. If you didn't want to do this fabric, using a piece of like antique quilt would be so cute. I'm not going to do that though because that's blue and I should have used it on the blueberry if I was going to. And this one's the peaches and cream. And I think that it'll look so cute with matching tops anyways. Look at that good burn mark that I got on there. So good. So good. I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. All right. Let's see here. We'll go around there with my purple marker. It's just a Crayola marker. That is not a fabric marker. Y'all know I ain't that high tech around here to be having fabric markers and things of that nature. And if I did have it, I think I do have like fabric chalk somewhere. That's what happens, is that it goes to somewhere. It goes to the special place, and then I lose my special place where I put it. So, y'all, do y'all ever go to the grocery store? I know this is so random. Y'all ever go to the grocery store and they've just moved everything around? Losing the special spot like made me think about this. Our grocery store is moving everything around because I guess they're doing construction. I don't know, but they're just like, they move this over here and that over there. It's like moving your house around when you don't really have room for the thing that you're putting in there, but you're bound and determined to make it fit. So you've got to move like 5 things 12 different ways to finally get it to where you can get it into the spot. Just like maneuvering all the things. Like if we wanted to move out the storage cabinet that's in where my, or no, we used to have a storage cabinet in where my washer and dryer are, but it won't fit to just pull it in and out. We have to actually move out our dryer before we can move that in and out. And now we did move that out and we put in a stand-up freezer. Okay, I'm almost done. Stay calm. I know it's 8:15. Stay calm. I'm going to do the same thing with this one as I did the other one. Oh gosh, this one has such good burn marks on it. Oh my goodness, it's gorgeous. So gorgeous. All right, I'm going to start talking to you now about going. Y'all, be sure you go back into Craft Around the Clock. Tell everyone I said good morning. Be sure to share this out so you can be entered into the drawing for the Happy Mail. And that's, I pulled it and it moved. So you can be entered into the drawing for Happy Mail. Just share it out and then tag 2 friends. And that will get you going to be in the drawing, and I will get that out to the lucky winner in the mail tomorrow. So you should be expecting it pretty quick. I will be not turning off comments, but I will be shutting down the entries rather for that at 2 o'clock Central Time today. There is our peaches and cream. There we go. With our peaches and cream, blueberries and cream. I hope y'all have a fantastic day. Thanks for sticking with me, and thanks for being such a great community today. Thank you so much, Miss Cynthia. Y'all have a great day. I will see y'all tomorrow in Craft Around the Clock. All right? Y'all take care, and thank you for homemaking a homemade home with me today. Bye, guys.